Hey guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. So tonight, the money that we're raising is going to go to Habitat for Humanity in Puerto Rico. Please welcome to the stage, Jennifer Harmon.
I mix my mom's poetry and mine together, and I'm going to probably do that tonight. I am going to do that tonight. And I'm going to start off with one of her poems called Totem. The sea in a storm without rain, this is me. Looking dark as the green-gray fading into the sky, seeking, always moving, changing, the same but for a moment, contrasted by brown-yellow particles of rarely still sounds, splashed with white, with seaweed greens, of clear sun blue, of shell pink pieces and muscle black. There is no top, no bottom, there is no beginning, no ending, a storm without rain. This is me as seen by me. Made for you. Made for you like you, my mother, made to be of service through my voice, my expression, my passion. Made for you, we learned to sustain love, thrive through loss. Do you know your mama is blind, Jennifer? Your clothing choices, oh, the turquoise choker, the red Navajo dress with silver threading, the balanced blush and scarlet lips. You brought out your inner rainbow with your Tova perfume, Mom. The touching of voices. I witnessed your passionate voice, the comfort in being near you, your work as a teacher, performer, artist, mother, wife, my best friend. I am delighted poetry is in your life. I believe it brings us emotions and permits us to have those emotions. Without poetry, there is not music. Do not attempt to predict where it's all going, except the present. So this poem is called Continuance. Don't be sad for me, for the body that is not here. I still have my mother. Okay. Be sad for me, for the gone away of her body. Thank you, my mother, for teaching me love lives in missing senses. Love lives in loss. I told my friend the grief is like a flame that is always lit within me. It burns every day inside Jennifer Dawn. The intensity rises with the anniversary. Within me is always the flame of love. I receive the fiery strength moving over and through. I swim down into the deep, bottomless pool of peaceful water. I told my friend the grief is like the Olympic flame, and I discover there are two flames, inside the torch. The yellow one burns cooler and is prone to extinguish in the wind and the rain, but there is a smaller flame. It gets close to burning out when I see other mothers and daughters together sometimes. But there is a smaller, hotter flame which is capable of relighting the other one, and it fills my spirit with gasoline determination. Both are necessary for my livelihood, to my livelihood. Forgiveness of my father. I woke up at 30. Gone was the desire to punish, to stay away, to keep distance. My father is human. You are free, Jennifer. Innocent of the lawsuit you brought against yourself. You were not an accomplice to the crime. My eyes failed her by not sharing the truth. Picking out dramatic Southwestern earrings from my mom's jewelry box, I thought, okay, if I can predict problems from occurring, I can stop them. If I can prevent them, if I can predict them, I can stop them from occurring. I'm trying to merge 12-year-old me, 12-year-old Jenny with my current self. Sometimes we hold hands on the walk to the subway. Forgiveness is a consistent task, like watering a plant on a regular basis.
Astoria is a great, like a legit Queens neighborhood. That's why I love it so much. I grew up in Queens. I grew up out like in Little Neck, but spent my whole life in Queens, even now. And the other day, after living in Queens for 35 years, I saw the most Queens thing I've ever seen in my life. Are you ready to hear about this? Okay, so my wife and I were in Astoria Park. It was a beautiful day, it was a couple weeks ago. I see this 10-year-old kid, he's walking about 15 steps in front of his mom, she's trailing a little bit. And then he just turns around and I swear to God, he just goes, "Hey, Ma! Get your ass over here." In one sentence, this kid epitomized an entire borough. That is remarkable. "Hey, Ma, get your ass over here." Queens is a 10-year-old kid telling his mom, "Hey, Ma, get your ass over here." I went to go see Skyscraper a couple weeks ago, and I got into the theater within 5 seconds of being in this movie theater. It was pretty obvious. There was a gas leak, which is absolutely terrifying. So I went out and I found a manager. I was like, "Hey, I think there's a gas leak in that theater down there." And the guy's like, "Oh my God, which theater was it?" I was like, "The one playing Skyscraper." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, a lot of people have been saying that, but it's not that bad." And this guy was so convincing, I was like, "All right, well, maybe it's not that bad." I don't know, I want to be that convincing. My wife comes home and she's just like, "Chris, this place reeks of weed." And I'm like, "Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that, but it's not that bad." Outside of comedy, I DJ, thank you. And I do mostly cool dive bar type places, but occasionally I've done a few weddings, and weddings are just the absolute worst. Every 5 seconds, it's one request after another. "Hey, can you play some Billy Joel?" Or "Hey, can you play that new Bieber song?" My favorite request, I get this one a lot actually. "Hey, can you please stop ruining my wedding? You've been playing the Macarena for 45 minutes. Can you put something else on?" I got emailed by this website. It was some weird hipster thing. They were doing a launch party, and they were like, "Hey, we really want you to DJ this launch party we're doing. What's your rate?" And I sent them back my rate, and they wrote back, "Oh, hey, Chris, we don't know if we can afford that, but we can pay you in free tattoos." This is how I read that email. "Yeah, Chris, we're not going to pay you, and we're going to make sure you never forget to pay you for the rest of your natural life." And I love biking in this city. It's a great city to bike in. I just bought a folding bike. If you don't know what that is, it's really cool. It's a bike you can actually fold in half, and then you can bring it on the subway. And instead of annoying 5 people around you, you annoy 4 people around you. It's really convenient. I bought this bike. The guy trying to sell it to me was like, "Oh, you're gonna love this bike. It's a great conversation starter." I was like, "Yeah, as a lifelong New Yorker, I have been looking to have more conversations with strangers on the streets of New York City. That's a goal of mine." I love doing karaoke. That's a fun thing. But I'm just I'm terrible. I'm one of these guys. I always pick a hip hop song, and it's always I'm excited. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love this song. I know it so long." And I'm like, "It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper, Heavy D up in the limousine." Oh yeah, and then it's just everyone's laughing at me. It's terrible, right? But I need to do karaoke where you only have to know the first line of the song, right? Then I would just be goddamn amazing. So I'll show you how this works. This is a karaoke where you only have to know the first line. Here we go. Kiss. All right.
So this is me, raw people. What's going on? Dating's hard for me. Anybody else? Dating's hard, right? Because I never know if they like me for me or they're just in it for the parking spaces. You know what I mean? You're like, those are good spaces. I get my most dates around the holidays. Black Friday, bitches, what? I'm just kidding, jokes on you. I don't even drive. I tried to learn how to drive, I really did. I tried to learn how to drive. And I have a brain injury. And because of the brain injury, every time I drive, I swerve to the left. To the left! I drive like a Beyonce song. Come on, you gotta have sex with me, because you know what they say. Once you go cripple, you may never walk straight again. Yeah, me and my girlfriend, fiance. I fucking hate that word. It sounds so pretentious. Like, I hate the French. Why do we use that word? It also sounds like finance, which I think they did that on purpose. Because I never told this shit before, and I didn't have time to set my record button, so fuck you, Natalia. One letter away from finance. You know why? Because that wedding is going to put you in debt forever. You know what? I used to be gay, so that's interesting. For most of my 20s, I only dated men, and some of my 30s. What I realized is I was afraid no woman would love me, but if I whipped out my dick, a guy would suck it. So I feel like I lost 30 of you, and there are only 5 people here. I'm not good at math, right, Natalia? My tutor. I did a lot of stupid things in my 20s, and I ended up like making a lot of stupid mistakes and doing a lot of drugs, and I actually became a crackhead. And Natalia knows, and she's like, "Yeah, I saw it." And I gotta tell you guys, it takes a lot of dedication to be a one-handed crackhead. Like, think about it. It takes some skill. I was dedicated to smoking that pipe. You gotta put it in your mouth, balance it, hold the lighter, hope it doesn't crack off in your mouth, because true story, that happened. I was telling this story, I was telling this to somebody, and they're like, "Why didn't you just use a candle?" Duh, I was high. And people are like, "Mike, you really don't have a problem. Look at you. Come on, have a drink with us." No, I've been sober almost 11 years. If I had a drink with you, next thing you know, I'm in a subway station smoking crack, sucking dick for money. And if I'm sucking dick, I don't want to be doing it for money. Because then it feels like a job to me. And I don't want to be working while I'm smoking the crack. That was a really dark time in my life, and I had a lot of, I did a lot of drugs, and I had a lot of unprotected sex, and then I found out I got diagnosed with HIV. That's not funny. But what is funny is now I'm on medication and I'm completely healthy, and me and my girlfriend are trying to have another kid, and she took a pregnancy test yesterday. So the test came out negative, so we're both sad. Don't worry, she's like, "It's the one thing you want that I can't give you." I'm like, "Don't worry about it, it's cool. We have your daughter upstairs, we'll raise her." And she goes through the tears, she's like, "Can we trade her in for a nicer model?" Oh, that girl's a bitch. Oh, she's 5 years old, but I want to punch her like a 30-year-old man.
I like coming to Astoria just because I live in Brighton Beach, so I haven't seen rice and beans in like 6 months. First thing I do, I'm like, "Where are the plantains?" I'm really happy to see you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm having a really good night. I live with a Russian guy. You know that Brighton Beach is like Russian, right? Okay,
Yep.
great. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what you know. Okay, I don't know if you're visiting here, you live here, or whatever. You guys live here?
Moving here.
You're moving here? So no. When are you gonna move here?
Next month.
Next month? Oh, you ready to take the plunge into this fucking crack den? Yeah, look, she's rubbing her whole face when she said that. She's like, "Oh my Jesus." I got friends with it. I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, but yeah. See, you're gonna fit right in. It's like it's the most common combination. We're like about as native as the squirrels.
Way younger than me.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. I'll tell you everything he knows.
Yeah. Your kids are mortified. You're a hot lady. Yeah. Yeah, your mama got swag. But a younger guy's nice, you know. I dated her. Well, how old are you?
21.
Yeah, you'll give it a couple. Date one young guy, just at least. No, you know they're stupid now. I mean, it's illegal now for you. Don't do that. 30s, get yourself a young. They're dumb. But we are too when we're 18. It's fine. We're just dumb in different ways. But guys are like the dumbest. I don't know. But I mean, it's not even dumb. It's just like you say you know what I mean. At least we keep it inside, you know, and it burns a hole in us until finally we're just bitter at 30, you know. But you guys are just like, bleh! You know, you just say what you think, you know. That's crazy. So what's these balls are gonna empty themselves? Yeah, the guy in his head is like, that was sweet. That was good. That was sweet. Oh, what a cool family, dude. You guys are so Puerto Rican and Dominican. That's why I could just fit right in. I'd be like, oh yeah, I get this. I know this. I know this. I come from this. Yeah, I know this shit. We're probably related, so. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. You know, everybody's gonna think that you're from the Bronx, though, because that's like where Puerto Rican and Dominicans are made. So, it's kind of where we come from. New York City in the 90s. That's like the tail end of the crack epidemic. Cocaine is still New York City's like biggest import. It's big here. A lot of people do it. I didn't take to it. I don't know.
I think weed is the thing.
I know. There's so much.
Weed.
I can't. It's like heroin now. How do people even like that shit anymore? You know what I mean? I'm talking to the youth right here. How do you guys even like? How do you like weed now? I mean, the marketing is better, but because when I was, you know, like I was a kid in the 90s here, and the way that they would sell you on weed was like, yo, we got swag, you know. It's like, whoa, that sounds cool. What's that? We just spray it with roach spray. Now you guys got like vape stores and shit. Just a bunch of douchebags with man buns. Drug dealers here are getting cocky too, because they know everybody likes weed. They think everybody wants it. I was walking over here, this guy tried to sell me weed, and I was like, no thanks, because I can't. It makes me paranoid, thinking everybody works for the CIA. Some shit. Mom, you too. So I was like, no thanks. And instead of just walking away, fucking cocky, man. The guy just inhales a bunch of weed in his vape pen, and then he just exhaled a ton in my face. It was like a bukkake of fucking just all around. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then the guy just looks at me, he goes, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, sure. What is non-consensual free sample shit?
I was like, this sounds so romantical and gross. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tired because I drank a lot yesterday and I took 5 trains to get here. New York, it's a hell of a town. I came from Brooklyn, I came from Park Slope. I literally journeyed north like Harriet Tubman. Do you know what I mean? Like I fucking... This presidency sucks. I mean, I know, hot take. But I did not realize how bad like this presidency is until I realized I started calling my mom on purpose. Like that's how bad it is. It's fun. I always love talking to my mom because I love criticism and casual racism all in one fell swoop. It's great. And she goes, Calvin, I figure you're getting kind of fat, and why are there so many Jew houses? That's how she started the conversation. And I was like, first of all, they're called synagogues. We don't call them Jew houses. That's rude. It was also hurtful that she was like, you're getting kind of fat. Because I feel like I'm pretty skinny, right? Like, I feel like I'm skinny enough to own a record store in Williamsburg. Like, I feel pretty skinny. Like, I'm skinny enough to know who Arcade Fire is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing comedy for too long, and this skinny thing isn't working out. Like, I want to be like a fat black comic. Because, you know, fat black comics make it. You know? Like, I'm talking fat. Like Bruce earthquake levels of fat. You know what I mean? Like the kind of fat where you have to wear black t-shirts, but they always have dandruff on them. Like that level. I'm going to call myself Juicy Double C. That's going to be my stage name. From now on, all fat black comics, they have a catchphrase, you know? And so my catchphrase is going to be like, ooh, I'm delicious! And I say at the end of every joke. Here's my new act as Juicy Double C. You guys, I went to a high school that was so Asian,
How Asian was it?
Woo! Let me tell you. Woo! I went to high school. I was so Asian. Instead of wood chop, we had sweat chop. What? I'm delicious. Give me some of them muffins. Like, I'm gonna do that. I've been dating again recently. Prior to that, I actually went on 7 dates with someone, no sex. 7 dates, no sex. Has anyone ever done that? Exactly. The silence is golden. That's a war crime. 7 dates, no sex. I pay to see Love Simon on purpose. I want sex. How dare you? Like, who here would sleep with someone on the first date? Woo! What? Ooh, and too many liars. Like, my was I sleep with people before the first date. Like, I have to fix that part. Like, I'll sleep with a guy, and then the next morning he'll be like, "You want breakfast?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's a date now. Like, let's do this." I'm trying to date normal. Like, that's what I don't date normal. Like, I always have to date someone who's like also an actor and a dog walker, and also sometimes he'll cook on the side. Like, I'm tired of that. Oh, you have a W-2? Okay, let's do this. Like, that's what I want in my life. And so I dated this guy, but he was like the most basic white boy I've ever dated. Like, his name was Josh, but I kept calling him Colin. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't. I'm sorry, Colin. Colin's a very, I mean, like, you're cool, but like, he's the other person who like watches Friends marathons. You know what I mean? Like, he has gout. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking, like, I just find myself being so bored. I don't know, like, none of you are basic white people. Like, you're like out on a Tuesday. I wanna date normal. Like, I feel like I can do that. Like, I don't know how to iron, but I know how to dry clean. Like, I can do it in theory, but in practice, like, people talk and they're like, oh, blah, 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 401k, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, like, when are we gonna get to the fucking under the table? Like, what is happening? This bathroom stall locks. Can we just do this? Like, I don't have time to learn about your middle name and, like, how close you are to your brother. Like, I don't give a shit.
Wow.
I'm a monster. What do you want from me? Like, I did a show in Philadelphia, and, like, I bought a sandwich, and I forgot that the room did not have a microwave, so I just blow-dried the sandwich and heated it up to eat. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a normal human being anymore. I need to date a fucking monster. I did do a show in Pennsylvania recently, which is super fun. I try not to go to Pennsylvania because, like, there are a bunch of racist parts of it, and by that I mean all of it. I remember the first time I ever went to Pennsylvania, I was driving across country with my friend, who was half Asian. And we were driving across country, and we stopped in this small town in Pennsylvania called Buckhorn in, like, western Pennsylvania, which is called Pennsylvania. And so we stop in this town, and we get out, and we're gonna go get food. And we walk into this diner, and, like, literally, like, every face in there is white. Like, it's white. Like, it's so white, I thought someone came in my eye. Like, it was so white. Just crazy white. I was like, I'm wearing glasses. Like, it was so bad. And so I remember I walked in, and, like, all these white people just stopped what they were doing and just stared at us. And they stared at us, like, sit down. They stared at us get our food. And, like, I was so thrown off, I thought they thought we were celebrities for a second. So I started waving, and my friend was like, no, they're just racist. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just doing it now. My name is Kitchway Kato, we're doing this. I had sex with a stranger in a parking lot. Like I said, I'm a monster. I had sex with an Irish guy, which is super fun. I highly recommend you do that. Because, like, things sound so good in the accent, you know? Like, he would say things, oh, you're such a beautiful lad. And I was like, thank you so much. Or he'd be like, oh, I can't believe I'm cheating my wife with you. I was like, what? Me? So I invited him back to my hotel room because I was like, there's better lighting. And so we go back to my hotel room, and, like, we have, like, nasty hotel. Like, have you ever had, like, nasty hotel sex?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice, right? Like, the kind where you're like, oh, I see now why people buy black lights. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Well, the guy's next to me, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave $20 on the table right here. I'm so sorry. I hope no one dies here because I will be the prime suspect. Like, that level.
I just wanted to end it with a poem that I wrote. My mother is a poet. She was doing poetry on the radio on WKQ in San Juan in the 60s, and our first show, she actually opened it with a poem. I'm gonna end it with the poem that I wrote called These Are My Thoughts. These are my thoughts. They are what keep me up at night. They are what cause my anxiety. They are what cause my insomnia. I think about being over 40. I think about how I'm still a virgin. I think about how everything went wrong, and I think about what I did right. I think about how my body is failing me. I think about how my body hates me. Then I think about how my body impresses me. I think about how my tits are fucking huge. I forget. Like, I still get impressed. Damn, they're big. I ask, why is it weird to be attracted to a fat chick? Why is it weird that women lose their hair? Why is it weird to people to accept that women grow beards? We do, you know. We do. If you know a girl who says no, she's either lying or she doesn't know yet. I wonder, why is it okay for someone to call me a dirty little secret? Why is fat considered not beautiful? No, you're not fat, you're beautiful. Who the fuck said I wasn't beautiful? How come if I eat mozzarella sticks, it's fine, but if I open and eat half a block of polio cheese, I've got a problem? These are my thoughts. They are what scare me. They are what drive me. They are what hurt and confuse me. I think about children with shit parents. I think about when is he going to stop being our president? I think about why is it so difficult to just shut up, Becky, and acknowledge people suffer without getting so fucking defensive while sipping on your mocha pumpkin Aryan bullshit frappuccino. I wonder when I will be living in Puerto Rico with my family. I wonder why people shake their heads. I wonder why people don't believe in others' dreams. I wonder when kids are gonna see their moms again. These are my thoughts. They're what make me laugh. They're what make me scream. And they are what make me cry. I think about all the people I love. I think about fixing everyone. I think about how can I save the world. I think about everyone except me. Then I think about me, about what makes me happy, about what I can do for me, about the world, about us. These are my thoughts. Thank you.